All right, G. Good afternoon, everyone in Pakistan. Good morning here from the UK. My name is Dr. Athar Mansoor. I work at the University of Cambridge, which is one of the most well-known and prestigious and second oldest university in the world, here in the UK, in the city of Cambridge and county of Cambridgeshire. The university was established in 1209 AD, so it is about 816 years old. I also operate this company. This company is known as Tracks Pakistan, and it is a company which is involved in imparting quality trainings, including IELTS preparatory course, so that you are able to secure your band in IELTS, whatever your desired band is, and finally get your immigration or work permit or your education abroad dreams come true. For example, chasing your university in Australia, UK, Canada, US, all English speaking countries require IELTS if you want to pursue your higher studies. All right. So moving on, these are my academic qualifications, and you can see my score also on the left side of your screen. I scored overall 8 band with 9 in speaking. And this score is, took IELTS twice. This one is the sheet in which I got 8.5 in speaking, but in my second attempt, I got 9 out of 9 in speaking. And my listening is 8, reading is 8, writing is 7 here. In the other attempt, I got 7 again in writing. So overall, 8 band, and 8 band is considered to be a very high band, and that is why I was able to secure scholarships at these universities in Singapore, Australia, US, Hong Kong, and finally, UK. In the middle of the screen, the middle picture is my website. It is at the University of Cambridge where I work, and it gives us a small overview of my profile and what I do. On the right side of the screen is a screenshot from the YouTube channel of Tracks. So I would request you, and we also sent you a message, and we are also going to keep you sending videos related to IELTS because you are interested in IELTS. There is an IELTS and English series in which I give tips. I also make small videos for enhancing your vocabulary, your grammar, and things like that. And you can watch this YouTube channel of mine. The channel name is tracks.pakistan, and it is a growing channel. So please visit our channel and subscribe to our channel and keep yourself updated. Besides IELTS, there are many other videos and playlists on general education, entertainment, traveling, and things like that. So maybe you are going to benefit from the overall content of this channel. So moving on, I would now move to today's class. Okay. So we'll do, in first part, we'll do reading, and in the second part, we are going to do speaking and listening. There are some students who have joined me from previous class. I did my free class last Sunday also, and there are a few students who attended that class of speaking and listening. And I told them that they can attend one more free class with me, which is today. And those who are attending my class today for the first time, they can also attend my second free class on next Sunday. So if you want to attend my second free class on next Sunday, I will ask at the end, and then I will record your name, and then you will be sent the link for next class on Sunday, which will be, again, I will tell you what will that class be about, but today's class is about reading. So, sorry, writing. Writing is task 1 and task 2. It is division. The division in the exam is task 1 and task 2. It is divided into 2 segments, and each of the tasks is evaluated as per these 4 criteria. So basically, most of the students today are taking IELTS academic. So I will focus on IELTS academic today. And IELTS academic is a little tougher than IELTS general, because IELTS academic is for your future study, for your further studies. And for further studies, it is clearly required that you must have a mastery or proficiency over English, because the more proficiency over English you have in terms of four skills, and the four skills are speaking, listening, reading, and writing, the better you are going to perform in academic settings or university settings or higher education settings. So that is why it is a little tougher than IELTS general. Task one and task two, as I've told you, they have different timings, and I'm going to explain that to you. And we are going to, if you join my class, which is a 6-week course, I will teach you how to master these things, which I'm going to go through now. So these are the four criteria on which tasks are evaluated. First, your full answer to the question. Second, if it is linked or it has logical flow, which means coherence and cohesion, then what words are you using? Are you using the words appropriately and accurately with a lot of command? This is called lexical resource. And finally, are your sentence structures good and are they correct? And what range of grammar are you using? Your grammar is okay or not, and it's acceptable or not. These are the four things. And each of these criteria, it gets 25% marks or 25% grade. So they are equally divided. And task one is evaluated on these criteria, and task two also evaluated on these criteria. And this is my job. This is my responsibility as an IELTS trainer at the University of Cambridge, because Cambridge is, owner of IELTS exam also. So we have an idea of how IELTS is set and how IELTS is evaluated. University of Cambridge is the conductor, the owner, and the evaluator of IELTS exam here in the UK. So task one, and it is about academic. Academic task one is usually something where you are required to analyze data in terms of numbers, in terms of trends, in terms of graphs, charts, and figures. And you need to develop that mastery over data analysis. Data is something which can be very visible to you in terms of numbers, but what is hidden beneath that data, or how to interpret what is that data trying to indicate to you, it becomes difficult. And then using correct English to explain that, it's all the more difficult. So you need to understand that data analysis is something which will require you to first understand the complexity which the data presents. And second, the understanding of how to use correct English to present that data. So if you are able to practice it enough, then only you can write good English with good data skills. So I would suggest that if you want to get good band in task one and then task two also, first task one, you should spend first at least 3 minutes for analysis. So the first 3 minutes must be spent for analyzing before you start writing what the picture says, what the chart, what the graph says, and identify the main trends or any things which you think can be should be noticed and should be mentioned in your write-up when you start writing the task. So 3 to 5 minutes are very critical, and you need to describe. You need to, in fact, not just describe everything in detail, but you need to group similar data together so that you are able to build themes out of that. If you build themes out of that, then it will be very good in terms of a write-up. And finally, you can use approximations from the trend, from the graph, which can give you an idea of how to make your write-up more interesting and more exciting for the evaluator. So this is very important in terms of task one, that spending 3 to 5 minutes before starting your write-up and critically analyzing it, identifying the main trends in that graph, that shape, that figure, that chart, anything which is, and then understanding any high, low points or any significant changes taking place, and then grouping together your data, and finally using approximations so that you are able to explain it clearly to the evaluator. These are few important things for task one, which you must, I would say, follow. If you do not follow, you're not going to get a good band. And this is again something which you can get through practice, and it is something which can let you indicate to the examiner or evaluator that you have command over English as well. For example, you can use similar words. If the graph is rising on the x-axis compared to, sorry, on the y-axis compared to x-axis, because if the graph is in two-dimensional space, it is going to be x and y. And if it is rising continuously, then you can use the words increasing, climbing, soaring, surging, peaking, different words. So these appropriate simple words, these are not difficult words, but simple, straightforward words, but they add beauty to your write-up. Similarly, if you notice a fall in the trend of the graph or in the chart, then you can use decreasing, dropping, plummeting, declining, hitting a low in particular year or something. If it is, if you are witnessing or observing stability, then you can say remaining stable, plateaued, level off, stayed constant, things like this. So these words add beauty to your write-up. And usually in the graphs, there is either rising trend, there is either rising or falling or stable or fluctuating trends. And if you follow these trends and you describe them in the words which I have mentioned in the screen in front of you, the better you are going to become in your write-up and analysis. For fluctuation, you can say varying, oscillating, moving in between, things like these, and words like these add a lot of value to your write-up. For comparing trends, for example, it might be comparison between X and Y. X can be age and Y can be gender. So you can say while X increased, Y showed the opposite trend, which means that as age increased, the energy level showed opposite trend, because as you become older, you might lose the energy level in your thinking, in your physical body, and that will be negatively correlated. So negative correlation can be explained in good English like while X increased, Y showed the opposite trend. Similarly, comparing two things in terms of opposing trends or maybe contrasting them, then you can say in contrast to X, Y experienced a fall. So it means X increased, Y decreased. X was age, Y was your energy level. So this is something which, again, this is my responsibility, that if you plan to join my course, I would help you use these phrases, these trends, words which we use for trends, for giving better band to people in IELTS exam. And similarly, finally, you can use this phrase also, that similarly both X and Y demonstrated increase. So this can also be something where they are positively correlated to each other. The task one structure template is this, and you should follow. You must follow it. If you do not follow it, you will not get a good band. In the first 1 to 2 sentences, you need to introduce and paraphrase the question which has been asked by you. In the second paragraph, you need to give the overview of that shape, or sorry, that figure, that picture, that chart, and show the trends in 2 to 3 sentences, and give 2 to 3 main features of that chart or picture. And then there is body 1 and body 2, which is paragraph 1. Paragraph, it is going to be third and fourth paragraph, which are called main bodies, and main body 1 and main body 2. You need to give detailed analysis of key features in 3 to 4 sentences, and finally support details and comparisons with 3 to 4 sentences. So overall, no more than 100 words, no more than 100 words. So it is not very long. Do not go beyond 100 words. Try to keep it around 100 or maybe maximum 105 words, but do not go beyond it. Because if you go beyond it, you will not be able to do it. Conclusion is not required in this, because you are going to explain the figure only, on the figure only. So it is body 1 and body 2, which is explaining the figure and chart only, right? And that is what is required in IELTS exam. So again, get yourself evaluated by a good IELTS instructor or a trainer. They can guide you how you can fulfill the criteria, which were these ones. If you remember, I showed you in the first screen, these were the criteria. So these 4 criteria have to be met through what? You need to understand that these have to be met through these language, the use of this language, and then finally the structure of this template. If you follow this and you have good grammatical accuracy, lexical resource, and you answer the question fully, and it is structured and coherent, you are going to get maybe even 8, 8.5, and even 9 also. I've seen people get 9 also. So that is what is required. So this is very simple, straightforward, but at the same time, it needs practice, evaluation, and feedback. If you get the feedback and improve your work, you are going to definitely score better. Now, task 2. It is similar for academic and general. Task 1 is different for academic and general, and I have only covered task 1 today for academic, but for task 2, I will cover both academic as well as general. So now I will explain to you how to get a good score for academic. So, for example, for task 2. And for this, you need to again understand that planning is critical. You have to spend in the first task, you need to spend at least 3 minutes. In the second task, you need to spend 10 minutes at least, 10, because first task is for 20 minutes. And if you spend 3 minutes in planning, which is critical, you're going to have 17 minutes for your writing. In task 2, if you spend 10 minutes for planning, you are going to have about 50 minutes, sorry, 30 minutes for writing, because it is for 40 minutes. So overall writing section is for 1 hour. And you need to use your critical skills. You need to use your analytical skills to understand the question for the essay or task 2 which has been asked. Identify the question. Is it opinion, discussion, problem solution, or what is it? And I'm going to explain how many types can come in the IELTS exam. And then I have to tell you that you need to practice each with a lot of writing, with a high frequency of writing. Again and again, write and then get it checked. The more you require, the more you practice, the better you are going to become. So brainstorm 2 to 3 main ideas which can come to your mind. And if you are able to brainstorm the ideas correctly, brainstorm means that you can have wildest of ideas, but try to be practical and pragmatic from the aspect of answering the question. Think of specific examples which can be relevant to your ideas and any evidence which you can provide. So it is good to write something with examples. The more powerful writers across the world, they always use evidence and example in terms of maybe quantitatively any example or qualitatively any example, and that helps them write powerfully for their evaluators and audience. And finally, plan your position clearly. What position you are going to take. You cannot keep straddling, like moving from one part to another without understanding what is being asked to you in the question. Okay, so moving on, this is a second important thing which you need to realize while attempting IELTS writing. There are opinion essays, there are discussion essays, and there are other types of essays. But opinion essay is usually done like this, that you introduce yourself, you have a clear thesis for that. You must divide your write-up into 4 paragraphs: introduction, body 1, body 2, and conclusion. So for opinion, give a clear thesis, which means clear position, clear thing which you want to explain, right? Then give the arguments in terms of what is the strongest argument in your thesis favor. Thesis means your position. So second argument in terms of your thesis, and then examples. I've told you, the more examples, the better examples you give, the more powerful your write-up is going to become. Now we move to discussion essays, which is generally a balanced approach which you adopt. For example, if it is something on nationality, that do you think the developing countries people are poorer and they can become criminals? So you can't say the developing countries are poorer and all of them are criminals in those countries. So you need to approach this discussion essay with a lot of caution, and you need to be very careful in giving your answer. So you need to approach it with balanced thesis, balanced approach. So you can say, yes, there can be issues because of lack of economic development, but at the same time, people have values, they have been brought up in a good environment, and they can't be necessarily criminals, or they can't be necessarily someone who violates the law. And then you give the first viewpoint about it, then you move to second viewpoint, and finally you move to the so this is a little more in terms of division, and you need to move from one part to another, and the paragraphs can be one more than the opinion essay, because body 1, body 2, and body 3, in paragraph 4, which is body 3, you need to justify your position with the with how you relate it with body 1, body 2. Again, this is something which will come to you by practice. The more you practice, the better you are going to become in terms of your overall writing ability. This is very important for high band strategies. High band means 7, 8, and 9. If you want to secure high band in your IELTS writing, you need to. Is my screen visible to all of you? Because there is someone who has pointed out that the screen is not visible. If it is visible to all of you, please write yes. Yes, it is visible. So, Makshaf, there is some problem with your internet. The screen is visible. The screen is visible. Makshaf, there is some problem with your internet. Okay. So high band vocabulary is required for good admissions. Sorry, high band vocabulary is required for securing good band in writing and then good admissions and even scholarships. So you need to target high band, and high band is 7, 8, or 9. I'm not saying 9. 9 is really very difficult, very challenging for writing, but 7 and 8 are achievable. 7.5 is achievable. Even 8.5 is achievable, if not 9, right? So always use topic specific vocabulary. If the topic is regarding education, use vocabulary like curriculum design, pedagogical approaches, holistic development. If the topic is regarding environment, use vocabulary or lexical resource like sustainable practices, carbon footprint, biodiversity conservation. If the topic is regarding technology, use automation, AI integration, digital literacy. So these are vocabulary, the words of vocabulary which I'm going to teach you and I'm going to help you build. I've told you on my channel also, tracks channel, there is a playlist on IELTS and you can watch those playlists. There are parts, part 1 to 18 for vocabulary. I'm continuously updating them. And I've also launched IELTS vocabulary series, IELTS grammar series. Makshaf, there is some problem with your internet or your computer. Everyone else can see my screen. I don't know what is wrong with you. I think I can't help you in this. You need to fix it yourself. There is no problem with others. Only you are not able to see my screen. Everyone else can see my screen. So I don't know. You need to maybe log in again, or you maybe need to. I have no idea what you can do. I can't help you in this because everyone else can see it. Okay. So this is again, for example, if the topic is regarding society, you can use words like social cohesion, demographic shifts, and urbanization trends. This is very important. Again, use sophisticated linking devices like furthermore or moreover or in addition ऐसे words हैं which can enhance your write-up. Don't just besides uh, when you are comparing something or someone, you can use the words nevertheless, nonetheless, however. If you are showing some outcomes, outputs, or results, use the words consequently, therefore, as a result. If you are showing some reasons or giving some reasons for your argument, use the words given that, considering that, in the light of. Okay? In light of. These are very important words, and these are very important vocabulary strategies. If you are able to use these vocabulary strategies can definitely give you a higher band. Okay. Now, grammar is also very important, and I'm going to teach you how to write compound complex sentences. Compound complex sentences or complex sentences give you higher band. Simple sentences do not give you high band, but it does not mean you cannot write simple sentences. You have to mix between the three sentences. So, for example, the example of simple sentences, technology improves communication. But look at the compound complex sentence at the bottom of this slide. Although technology improves communication, some argue it reduces personal contact, which can affect relationship quality. Did you see this sentence? No difficult words, but it has been built in a manner, it has been structured, raised in a manner where it contrasts drastically with simple sentence structure. So, this is something which can give you higher band. You have not used very difficult words or very difficult grammar or unrealistic kind of structure. It is realistic kind of a structure, but it gives beauty. It gives it enhances, it improves the structure, the presentation of your idea, and this is what is required. So, an IELTS as an IELTS trainer, I always train my students because I teach them across the world. So I always tell them that this is something which is very important in terms of their structure and in terms of showing to the examiner that they know English with a lot of proficiency. There are some advanced grammar features also. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I have to cover IELTS speaking and listening also with you in this session. But this is something which we need to understand, that using passive voice and using conditional sentences and participle phrases, and I've shown each one of them here. But definitely, if you don't know about them, you need to attend some good instructors classes to understand what this means. But if you know them, then use them. Conditional sentence key example is given on the screen. Were governments to invest more in education, literacy rates would improve significantly, which means that education or literacy rates, and not education, but literacy rates are dependent on investment of government. If the governments invest more in education, then literacy rates of the people would improve. So this is a conditional sentence. So education is dependent upon what? Literacy is dependent upon what? Education investment. Similarly, use passive voice, not first, but passive voice. For example, it has been observed that instead of this happened. Don't use I observed that. Use it has been observed. So it is a passive voice. It gives an academic tone. It gives the author an idea, the reader an idea, or evaluator an idea that you have a command over academic writing style, which means that you can use passive voice. And use participle phrases like having analyzed the data, researchers concluded. So this is a participle phrase example. Faced with this challenge, governments must. And definitely this you will, if you don't know, you need to learn about it. And if you know, you need to use more of these. Time management, I've already told you maximum 5 minutes for planning in task 1 out of 20 minutes, 13 minutes in writing, and 2 minutes in checking. This is very important. And for task 2, 10 minutes to 15 minutes, 15 minutes maximum, and 10 minutes is optimal. Writing 25 minutes and checking 5 minutes. For efficiency, don't count words while writing. Practice estimating length. You should practice so much before your test. The test is very expensive. Don't just waste your time that I will attempt it and I will see what is my result. It is, I think in Pakistan, it should be more than 70,000 rupees now. Don't waste your money like this. Use your planning time fully, 5 minutes for task 1 and 3 to 5 minutes for task 1 and 10 to 15 minutes for task 2, and leave 2 to 3 lines between paragraphs. So write continuously, don't stop to perfect individual sentences. Keep on writing. You have very limited time and it is going to be computer-based test. So you cannot basically write on the paper, but computer-based test. Common mistakes to avoid. Do not present underdeveloped ideas. Give example, explain them, and analyze your ideas. Do not go off the topic. Remain on the topic. Do not use memorized or examples which you just have memorized in your mind and you want to reproduce them. Use the examples which are appropriate for the topic, and never conclude, especially it is relevant for topic 2 or task 2, never conclude in a weak manner. Introduce the ideas, synthesize your arguments. These are very important for content, just as I've told you that grammar is important, vocabulary is important, structure and coherence is important, content is important. Do not overuse linking words like and, therefore, in addition, besides. Use quality linking words. And I have shown you some examples in my previous slide. Do not repeat vocabulary again and again. Use synonyms or paraphrase things. And an, they are generally misused. Use them appropriately. With the vowel, you come, or a vowel sound, always write an, and others are a. Similarly, subject verb disagreement. For example, he does is correct, but he do is wrong. They does is wrong, and they do is correct. This is called subject verb disagreement. Especially for complex sentences, you need to, complex subjects, you need to overcome this tendency. For 8 or 9, you need to have sophisticated argumentation, acknowledge complexity. While this solution has merit, implementation challenges remain. This is complexity. You need to acknowledge it. You need to tell to the evaluator that you understand that it is a complex topic by using sentences like this. Also use qualifying language, which means potentially problematic, generally beneficial. So you can say, taking a morning walk or going for a morning walk is generally beneficial for all ages. You can't say it is beneficial for all. You can say generally beneficial. This is called qualifying language, because sweeping statements are not good. Sweeping means that going for walk is good for all. Yes, most of the people, 99% would benefit, but maybe 1% have some problem in their, they need to understand their problems, body problems, lungs problems, or anything else. So you can say it has been proven through research that morning walk is generally beneficial for everyone. Generally beneficial. It qualifies. It is not a sweeping statement. There can be exceptions. You need to understand that sweeping statements are not good, especially writing for topics which are social topics, and usually social or scientific even topics, you have exceptions. Show cause and effect relationships also through your sentences. Build your sentences, construct your sentences very carefully. This trend stems from dash dash dash, which in turns lead to dash dash dash. This trend stems from Pakistan's high population growth, which in turns leads to unemployment, right? So this is cause and effect. The higher the population growth rate, the higher would be the unemployment, because the economy might not be able to produce that many jobs. That is how you build your English. And if you are able to do it, then you can definitely score 8 band, 9 band. Always use good words, which is called lexical sophistication. Always link your sentences and paragraphs well. And practice routine is very important. You need to write full essays under time pressure, 20 minutes and 40 minutes, analyze model answers, and always get feedback from qualified instructors. Always get feedback. That is why good quality institutions and instructors matter. And that is why I'm trying to teach it even sitting in the UK, because in Pakistan, there are a number of institutes opened at in every nook and corner of the country, but they are not trained. They are not trained to give you good feedback. And that is why people have lost trust in many of them, because they charge money and then they do not teach you well. So please choose your instructor very carefully. Look at his or her profile, look at his or her achievements, look at his or her techniques, look at how he or she teaches. So you need to understand that. And then on the day of your test, read instructions very carefully, answer the question asked precisely, exactly, write clearly. But this is not applicable now anymore, because it is going to be typing test. It is on the screen. So if you had taken paper-based test, then I would have suggested this. But handwriting does not matter anymore, because Pakistan is, I think, now fully computer-based test. Pakistan is now fully computer-based. Use all available time for checking and improving. So last 5 minutes in the second task and about 2 to 3 minutes in the first task are very important. Okay, now I will stop sharing the screen. Any questions before I move to listening and speaking? Okay, okay. So, yes, no questions? All right. I will now share the screen for the other. I think I'm not sure that they give you paper or pen while planning essay, but they must. But Tuba, you are not actually taking the IELTS exam, right? So it doesn't matter for you. I will check for others. You are just improving your English, right? So I will check for others definitely, and I will let you know. Okay, now I will share the screen for listening and speaking. All right, if you see the screen, do let me know. Yes, is the screen visible? Can you see the screen? Okay, good, good. All right, I will just put it into slide mode. Okay. So listening. Listening is something which is the easiest part of IELTS. Writing is the second most difficult, speaking is the most difficult, and listening is the easiest. For listening, you must understand that you have to understand the ideas and facts as spoken and between maybe a couple of speakers in the audio which is being which would be played before you. You must be able to recognize opinions and attitudes, and you must comprehend the development of the argument of a single speaker or more than one speakers. These are the three things. If you start focusing on these three things, you are going to master the listening segment or the listening section of the IELTS exam. The format, as I've told you about writing, the format is task one and task two. For listening, the format is there are 4 recordings, which are called monologues or conversation. Monologues is a single speaker and conversations. And so it's a combination of monologues and conversations. But usually you come across conversations. So 40 questions are going to be given. Part one is one word and or a number. Part two and three, choose letter A, B, or C. So one word is one word, WORD. A is not one word, A is one letter. Part four is one word only. You need to very carefully read the instructions that it requires one word or one letter or a number. Don't put word where the letter is required, and don't put a letter where a word is required. That will be wrong answer, and you will not get any credit for this. 30 minutes will be given to you, and MCQs, matching, diagram labeling, summary completion, and sentence completion will be the tasks which will be given to you. For speaking, you have to have 4 things, rather five, four. So it is fluency and coherence, which is one. Usually I divided it, I keep it one, although some people or some instructors would go to divide it into two. Then the proper word, lexical resource, which means the understanding of using proper vocabulary, right? And then finally, grammatical range and pronunciation. These are very important. And if you are able to use these 4 things where you fluently, coherently, with appropriate words and grammar and pronunciation, structure it, you are going to get a very good band in IELTS speaking. Now I will open the floor for a demo to be done with any volunteers for speaking. So anyone who would like to speak to me, Tuba, you spoke to me last time in my last class, but I can also offer you, but let me, okay, Savita Khiani. Savita Khiani, can you unmute yourself? Savita, can you unmute yourself? Unmute your
Yes,
mic.
I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay,
Can you
Rayan,
hear
I
me?
will also test you. Okay, Savita,
And yes, can you hear me?
can you speak, Savita? I'm not sure.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Very good. Savita,
Okay.
can you please introduce yourself? Where are you from? What do you do? What have you done in academic journey of yours, educationally? What are your future plans? Why are you taking IELTS in about 1 to 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Mine. Can I start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. My name is Savita Khyani, and I have done my master in sociology, 2003, and I have, working 19 years experience in different NGOs, international NGOs like WWF Pakistan. I have worked here in 10 years. And then I have worked in IUC in Pakistan. It's also an international NGO. And after that, I have lots of other companies. I have worked in the sociological work or environmental work I have done as a different posts. And now I can actually join for IELTS because after 19 years I have lots of experience in different environmental and education work I have done, and I have learned from lots of things. So now I have decided, should I maybe in a diploma like that for the social worker, for the social purpose, and then I want to go in other countries, any countries like Sweden or maybe another countries, I don't know how can I, approach them. So I want to go, and then I have learned more, sociological aspects, and then back to my country, and then more effectively I have worked here. Or maybe if I'm thinking about that, if I'm suitable in the Sweden or in other countries, so I can not back them. So maybe that's why I can, I'm supposed to be, I'm going and I'm learning from the more like diploma or like that other, my education. That's why I can join.
Right, right, right. Good.
So,
Sarita, I think you have reasonable command over your spoken English. There are a few things which need to be improved. For example, pronunciation of, you said IELTS, it's IELTS, it's not IELTS, it's IELTS. Then you were using fillers like and somewhere you were giving pauses where pauses were not required. Now, please listen to me carefully as I speak to you. You won't hear any fillers like and you will not hear any pauses like because when you structure your arguments and you structure your ideas in a coherent manner, they flow and logically connect with each other. Moreover, I think your pace was a little faster. If you reduce your pace or you regulate your pace to a moderate level, like at the pace at which I am speaking, you will not be using fillers and you will reduce the number of pauses which you use. Thirdly, there were few grammatical errors, which definitely over a period of time, if you practice more with a good qualified instructor, you can improve on that. But overall, I think you have reasonable command over spoken English, and maybe your previous professional background or professional experience with international NGOs have helped you. And that is a good starting point, and you have a good foundation. And I would request that you start practicing and start getting feedback on daily basis so that you are able to move to the next level very quickly. Your foundations are very strong. Your I would say nervousness is not there. You are confident. You have a good pronunciation and fluency. Only coherence, grammatical accuracy, vocabulary, and pace moderation or regulation is needed. And then you would be all set for a good band like 7.5, 8, or 8.5. The way you spoke to me or your classmates today, I would give you around 6.5, but you are definitely, you have the potential to go to around 7.5 and even 8 also. But for that you need continuous practice and continuous feedback. And I've told you why I got 9 in IELTS speaking, because I continuously practiced it and I spoke at a good pace with proper words, grammatical accuracy, and coherence and structure. Thank you very much, Savita. Any questions from you?
Yes, I have two questions about you. I want to do. Can you give me some sample for the written test? And if you have, I don't know. And also, I have need a journal like academic. If I'm not supposed to be join academic, so is a journal is also the same things or something like that. To also explain me. And if you have any sample of the journal, applying for the journal, like you said, academic or journal. So if I apply for a journal, so what kind of things I have to? So can you please explain
Okay.
these
Yes.
two things?
Savita, you can get in touch with us through WhatsApp, and then I will ask my team to send to you these two things,
Yeah, sure,
two things,
sure,
right?
sure.
So
Fine.
just send us a message. You have our WhatsApp number of our company from the UK, and you can always send us a message there. Okay. Ryan, anything you want to say? Ryan, can you unmute yourself? Ryan Qureshi?
Yes, first of all, it's not Rayan, it's Rida because it's my son's ID. That's what I'm using.
Oh, okay,
And
okay, okay. Sorry for that.
okay.
I just read your name, which what you have.
Yeah, sorry, sir. It's okay. It's all right. Anyways, the same question is for me to speak or to talk about.
No, you'll face a different question, not the same, because you got more chance to analyze it
Yeah.
and prepare for it. So I'm going to ask another question for you.
Okay.
What do you do in your free time? Why do you do it? What makes you enjoy it? Because something you do in your free time is definitely enjoyable. And how long have you been doing it? And have you achieved any mastery over it, or anything which you would like to share with your colleagues in terms of your extraordinary achievement? Did you understand the question, or you want me to repeat
Yeah,
it?
I understand. Oh, okay, I got it.
Okay.
Okay. In my free time, mostly in my free time, I used to read books, or you can say I watch TV as well. But usually I go for the reading because I'm really fond of reading and I want to know more. And reading it great me really a great pleasure, and it also enhance my education level. And I believe through reading, I am through go much through into the reality. Instead of watching, I develop my own mindsets and all movies in my own back mind. And I think that through reading, I have spent my time in a very pleasant manner. And what more I can do is reading multiple books, not only novels, not only documentaries, but I want to read about the biographical data of the famous personalities. Even through the social media, I want to read something more which really influenced me. And that really changed my mindsets and my living style when I read, because I get more knowledge about how to spend and how to change my living styles and living standards. So this is what I think, that only watching is not the thing which you can change in your life or you can build up. But through reading, you can improve your living standards as well. You can know more about the people. You can know more about the world, what exactly is going on. So I also prefer or recommend others to read as a hobby or develop it as a habit as well.
Great, great. Rida, your name is Rida, am I correct?
Yeah. Yes, you're
Okay.
correct.
So, Rida, which city are you from?
I'm from Pakistan,
No, no, city, not country. City.
Islamabad.
Islamabad. Okay. And Savita, I didn't ask you about your city. Which city are you from, Savita?
I am Karachi. Karachi.
You're from Karachi. Okay, you're from Karachi. Okay,
Yes.
Rida, I think you have a reasonable command. You have a good pronunciation, good fluency. There were few grammatical errors like enhances कहना था आपने, but you spoke enhance. And then at the back of my mind कहना था आपने कुछ और बोला. I did not note it down, but something it should be at the back of my mind. Similarly, I think again I would request you to moderate your pace, to regulate your
Okay.
pace, to bring it
Okay.
at a, don't speak too fast. It's not too fast, but it can be reduced. Because you
Okay.
see, when you are, if you want to take IELTS, or you're just practicing it, because two
No,
bar,
I
for
want to take
example,
IELTS.
you
Yeah,
want
I
to take
want to
IELTS, and
take IELTS.
you want to study abroad, or what?
I want to go for the work.
Okay, you want to go for work, but where? Which country?
Australia.
Australia. Okay. So you need to understand that when the evaluator is evaluating you, he or she who's going to be sitting in front of you, if they are unable to catch your words correctly, they are not going to grade you. It is your responsibility to convey to them clearly
Okay.
in an audible manner with proper
Okay.
pronunciation and accent. It is your responsibility. It is not their
Okay.
responsibility to move their ear towards you and try to comprehend what you are saying, right? So
Okay.
now when you have been attending this class from the very beginning, it's been almost 1 hour, right? Have you seen,
Right.
have you understood how I spoke? I did not
Yeah, yeah,
speak
well.
at a very fast pace and I
Um,
did not speak at a very low pace. But what I'm trying
uh-huh.
to, I have a typical Pakistani accent with a British pronunciation style. I have lived in the
Okay.
US, but I have never adopted the US style and the US pace. So
Uh-huh.
British, they speak in a different manner, Americans speak in a different manner, and
Uh,
Australians speak in a different manner. And by the way, I am blessed in the sense that I have spent life in all the three countries. I've spent life in Australia, I've spent life in the US, I'm spending life currently in the UK. So I understand that how they come up and how they would like you to speak to others when you are in their setting. So evaluators are trained to pick up your style in terms of your pace, in terms of your coherence, in terms of your grammar. And your grammatical errors were very minor, but yes, they can be improved through feedback, through
okay.
continuous
Okay.
practice. But your
Mm-hmm.
speed needs to be at a moderate levels. It needs to be regulated. So if you start speaking at a slower pace than what you spoke, you'll
Okay.
have more command, your speech will
Mm-hmm.
become more powerful, okay? And then
Okay.
finally grammatical, and then I think you could have used some more words, which definitely vocabulary can't be built in one day, but definitely there are words which I can teach you, which you can use, and then link them and use linking device like therefore, besides, which you also use in
Mm-hmm.
writing, which enhance
Mm-hmm.
and augment your speaking style. But overall, I think I will give you around seven right now. You are
Okay.
standing at around seven. If a tough
Mm-hmm.
examiner is there, they might give you 6.5, but you are
Oh no.
definitely seven as per my uh, understanding and evaluation.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you very much.
you very much. All right, G. So thank you very much. So this is how IELTS is taken in terms of speaking. And I have today taught you the two most difficult sections of IELTS in detail. One was writing and the other is speaking. So you need to be coherent. You need to use lexical resources, vocabulary, proper appropriate words, grammatical accuracy, fluency, structure, pronunciation. Accent, I can't teach you accent. Accent is a लहजा. लहजा means कि आप कहाँ पे जाके किस तरीके से बोलते हैं. जैसे ऑस्ट्रेलियंस एट को ऑइट कहते हैं, ऑइट. अमेरिकन्स जो हैं वो और तरीके से उनका लहजा है, लेकिन प्रोनाउंसिएशन कैन बी कंसिस्टेंट. सो यू कांट से स्केड्यूल एंड पास्ट. स्केड्यूल कहाँ की प्रोनाउंसिएशन है? आप बता सकते हैं कोई मुझे? लास्ट क्वेश्चन. स्केड्यूल कौन लोग प्रोनाउंस करते हैं in terms of nationality? Schedule, Americans. और schedule कौन pronounce करते हैं? schedule या schedule? British. तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते. और past कौन कहता है? British. और past, who say past? Americans. Who say fast? British. Who say fast? Americans. तो ये आपको थोड़ा पता होना चाहिए, और अगर आप ये कर लेते हैं तो then you can score very good. Acha. So in the next, I think I can offer one more free class. Tuba, you have already attended your 2 free classes. Thank you so much for joining us today as well. So those who attended my first free class today, if you want to attend my another free class on Sunday, next Sunday, please write yes in the chat box and with your name, so we can send you the link for next class. So Tuba, thank you so much. I hope you liked our classes, and you would be welcome to join our full course. And if you want to join us for our full course, definitely I offer discounts for people who join our full course for 6 weeks. Finally, I would explain to you our course. Our course is run for 6 weeks. it is on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday that I take classes directly live. And I would give you 25% discount. So instead of 20,000, I will charge 15,000. And you can join my classes. I usually take the classes at 9 p.m. Pakistan time. 9 p.m. Pakistan time. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That is my class time. 6 weeks. If you want to register, you can, I will share the bank details with you and you can quickly register and start from tomorrow. So tomorrow we can start with you, and the 25% discount is valid till tomorrow for you. And then you will, inshallah, you will, inshallah, make it in terms of your IELTS desired band. Thank you very much. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram to keep yourself updated. We hope to see you in our full IELTS class for preparation of IELTS examination. Thank you.